What's up everybody, my name is Carl, and today I'm going to do some Marvel catching up and do some reviews. It's been a while since I've reviewed anything Marvel related. I feel as if this year it's been somewhat sparse in comparison to the last 2 years, where we got something Marvel related every month or so. Honestly, I'm not complaining as it was pretty oversaturating at times and makes me hope that more time is spent nowadays on quality than quantity. Certainly with how this year has been, it's pretty much a mixed bag. Anyways, onto the reviews, which of course are Secret Invasion and Loki Season 2. All I have to say is one of these shows really could have learned from the other, and I think you can pretty much guess where this is going. Starting off with Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, directed by Ali Selim, this follows Nick Fury, who learns of a secret invasion of Earth by a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls. Fury teams up with his allies as they race against time to stop an imminent Skrull invasion and save humanity. Overall, Secret Invasion was such a disappointment. Honestly, the episodes that were leading up to the finale were decent. I was definitely anticipating each week what the conclusion of all of this was going to be, or perhaps how this would tie into the bigger universe, but it just fumbled so badly. Let's start off with the good points of this show. Characters and acting, they were really great. I particularly enjoyed the chemistry and friendship that Nick Fury and Talos had. It was good to see how their relationship had developed since Captain Marvel. Those slow scenes where it was just both of those characters were actually really nice, quiet scenes where we really got to know more about both of them. I also liked how gritty and menacing Gravik was, building up as the antagonist of this show. He certainly began to show some potential of being a decent villain with some backbone. It was also nice to see Rhodey back in a more prominent role. I liked how each week we were suspecting him to be a Skrull, and for the most part, it was good fun. Action scenes for the most part were pretty decent, and in some cases really tense. I particularly liked the opening chase sequence, the bombing in Moscow, and the fight on the airport runway, with the latter two ending in some shocking moments. I'd also like to say that the storyline initially, and I guess for the most part, was good. I particularly liked the idea they had for this show. The build up each week for the most part seemed as if it was leading to something much bigger. It's too bad that didn't happen. The bad points of this show. The finale. This was pretty much the main reason why this show became such a disappointment. Everything that was building up to this episode was decent and felt like we were getting something grand, but nope. It was just a giant turd. The battle between Gaia and Gravik was your generic final fight, or some sort of boss battle in a video game, but it's been heavily modded. The visual effects looked absolutely awful, like it was done at the last minute. It felt like a bad fan-made video off YouTube. They definitely ran out of budget for the finale. I mean, how do they think this is acceptable for Phase 5? Does this mean that Gaia is the most powerful superhero in the MCU? I mean, it's like hacking a video game and giving your character every single power before facing the boss. It's pretty absurd and lazy. Overall, I would give Secret Invasion a 6 out of 10. This show initially had a lot of potential. It genuinely felt like each week we were building up to something big. Maybe something that would carry on to future projects. I mean, this is adapted from a big comic book storyline, so it would of course make more sense for this to be a continuation. But unfortunately, the finale ruined the whole show. It felt rushed, unfinished, and very lazy. The final battle was just poorly executed, and the visual effects looked terrible. I think this show would have benefited in being an actual film. Certainly with the scope of the storyline, it could have potentially been more fleshed out. Another alternative would be to make the series longer so it doesn't feel so rushed. And for sure, the ending of the show to be revisited and potentially left on a cliffhanger that leaves it open for a film or more projects. And finally, moving on to Loki Season 2. Directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, this follows on from the aftermath of the first season, where we find Loki in a battle for the soul of the TVA, as he navigates an ever-expanding and dangerous multiverse in search of his friends, and the truth of what it means to possess free will and glorious purpose. Overall, Loki Season 2 was a big step up from the first series and was consistently epic, filled with lots of twists and turns. The good points of this show: characters and performances were top notch. Tom Hiddleston really showed more growth in this series as the God of Mischief. The character arc of Loki is one of the best of the MCU, from going to a narcissistic, arrogant god who wanted to rule the world, to then sacrificing his own life so that others could thrive. I thought Owen Wilson's performance as Mobius was as great as ever. I really liked the progression and development his character went through, and also the strong friendship he has with Loki. The visual effects and action set pieces were very high quality and gave me that, I guess, nostalgic grand quality that the MCU was once well known for. The final episode was visually spectacular, especially when Loki formed all the branched timelines into the tree known as Yggdrasil. I feel as if this show would be a perfect way for them to move on from the Kang stuff if they choose to move on to something else. It's a shame how everything has unfolded, but hopefully we can get some sort of answer as to what the MCU plans to do next. But if they choose to start fresh, this series and its conclusion could certainly be the way forward. The bad points of this show. Honestly, I can't really think of many issues with this show. I'd probably say that I wish we had more episodes, as I felt it was quite short. I really didn't want Loki to end so soon, but come to think of it, I'm not quite sure what else they could have done. Overall, I'm giving Loki Season 2 a solid 9.25 out of 10. At this point in time, I'm going to have to say that this is my favourite MCU Disney Plus show. The character arc developments, the acting performances, visuals, action set pieces, multiversal journey and conclusion made this one of the most enjoyable and entertaining Marvel projects that we've had throughout this dicey phase. Even though I said I wish we had more episodes for this series, I personally feel satisfied overall with the outcome. I'm curious to know what future Loki now has in the MCU. I've heard that this is potentially Tom Hiddleston's last time playing Loki, and if it is, then he's done a masterful job at portraying this character. So in conclusion, those are my opinions on Secret Invasion and Loki Season 2, but what did you think of these shows? Comment down below your ratings and opinions, and what do you think the MCU should do post Loki Season 2? Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!